Hey, this is Shiley and you're watching Eatbreathebooks. Hey everyone, how are you doing? Today I'm coming at you with an April reading wrap-up, and I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I read 3 novels and 3 graphic novels. Finally had some time to read, just sat down and did it, and it was amazing. And I had a pretty good reading month, so I'm excited to let you guys know what I read and what I thought. So the first book I'm going to talk about actually started before April, but I completed it in April, so I'm including it in this wrap-up, and that's Love in the Time of Cholera. This is a novel set at the turn of the 18th century in Colombia. The book basically centers around 3 people, and it follows their lives from basically being teenagers or young adults to basically the end of their lives. And it was really, really interesting, and I loved analyzing it and learning about it, and it was really good. Some parts were kind of disturbing, and just some content in there was not something that I would choose to read by myself, and for that reason I gave it a 3.5 stars, but it was packed with drama and descriptions were amazing and it was very good, so yeah, 3.5 stars. The next book I completed in April was Juliette Road, and this is by Melina Marchetta. This is basically a story about people who live in a boarding school, and they have these sort of territory wars with other people who live in their town. So the townies and then the cadets, which are people in a military school, that come to the town for a couple of weeks or months to train. And so everybody gets to know each other, and there are a lot of secrets and lies and betrayals in this book, and the main character is basically trying to find out like what happened to her mother and how that ties in with her guardian also being missing, and it's not super easy to explain, but reading this was such an emotional roller coaster for me. I went from laughing to smiling to crying with every turn of every page basically, and it was very, very good, and I gave it a 4.5 stars. The next book that I read in April was so good, and please don't judge it by the title or the cover because yeah, they're both kind of atrocious, and that's White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Jennifer L. Armentrout is such a fantastic author. If you haven't read her Lux series, I would definitely recommend it. She also writes some new adult stuff like Waiting for You, I think that's the name of the series. But this book is the first book in her trilogy about demons and gargoyles, and that is so unique because usually fantasy books are about, I don't know, vampires and werewolves, which is great, Team Twilight, but gargoyles, that's pretty fascinating. And the back of the book also is very deceiving. It basically talks about a girl in a love triangle, which is totally not what it is. This book is about an orphan who lives with a foster family, and they are all gargoyles or wardens, and basically they kill all the demons in the world and keep everyone safe. But the girl herself is half demon, half gargoyle, so it's very difficult for her. She always tries to be pure, but sometimes she feels the evil seeping in, and then she meets a demon. So this book is really, really intense. Very funny at times. I love that even though there was fantasy in it, it was very easy to follow. And Jennifer L. Armentrout, I feel like she doesn't take herself too seriously sometimes. And if she slips in an OMG or LOL in this book, it's okay when it's her. I just love it. There's so much sarcasm and wit, and such a strong main character, and the guys in here read very well, and I just really, really like the story. 5 out of 5 stars. And then finally, I read a graphic novel trilogy, Alex and Ada. So I read volumes 1, 2, and 3, and wow. I haven't read so many graphic novels before this. I've only read Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, which I loved. I gave that 5 out of 5 stars. But this series was very, very good. Unfortunately, going into it, I did not realize that the premise of the story is incredibly similar to a screenplay I wrote about 3 years back, basically about a guy who's kind of forced to live with a robot and how the robot actually might have feelings. So I did write a story similar to this. I didn't even realize when I went into this, but yeah, the way that it played out was a little similar to what I wrote, but there were definitely a lot of differences as well, very unique elements. The sci-fi was very, very easy to follow, I feel. You know, the art was really, really amazing. The dialogue was very realistic, and I could gather so much emotion from both the photos and the words being spoken or written, I guess. And all in all, it was a really, really solid graphic novel series. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I will warn you that the second book has a few pages of some off content, but besides that, it's a very clean and good series, and all in all, it's a 5-star trilogy for me. Okay guys, well that's it actually. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know below what book was your favorite that you read in April, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!